Hey, it's the NFL guy. What's up, everybody? So I got my week one picks. I'm gonna go over my matchups, and I always pick a matchup and predict the score. And then for fantasy, I pick a. Last year I did a quarterback, wide receiver, and running back, and I tried to guess how many fantasy points they're gonna have for that matchup. But this year I'm doing a kicker and defense. Before I get into those picks, let's check in with my good friend Jimmy Babaganoush. Hey, Jimmy Babaganoush, are you ready for Thursday night and week one of the NFL season?
I am so fucking ready.
Jimmy Babaganoush is ready. Let's get to those picks. So Thursday night is the Amazon Prime matchup. It's a great one. Ravens, Chiefs. What a battle. And it's my game of the week. All right, so I'm going. This was a tough one. I mean, the first matchup, I'm sitting there looking. I'm like, okay, checking out the matchups and everything like that. The players. I am going with the Ravens. Adding Derrick Henry. Oh my God, your team just got so much better. He's still fantasy relevant. I will always select Derrick Henry. He's still got a lot of gas in the tank. I don't know if the Kansas City defense is going to be able to contain Derrick Henry. If you're still drafting, I've got like 5 or 6 more teams to draft. Xavier Worthy, if you need a late wide receiver pickup, definitely go after Xavier Worthy. I think he's going to end up being Kansas City's number one receiver before it's said and done. But I like the Ravens in this matchup in a very close game. Then the Friday night game, which I usually work a double on Fridays, but I'm actually taking off to watch this game. The international game, we got the Eagles and Packers. Just like Derrick Henry going to the Ravens, Saquon going to the Eagles makes your team so much better. I like the Eagles in this matchup, but the Packers are definitely going to be really good this year. I believe in Jordan Love, even though I'm a Bears fan. I hate the Packers. I think he's going to have a really good season, but I think it's going to be too much Saquon for the Packers to handle. I like the Eagles in this matchup on Friday night. Next, we got the Saints and Panthers. I like the Saints in this matchup. Derek Carr ends up going from the Raiders to the Saints. Is Alvin Kamara still fantasy relative? I've been staying away from Alvin Kamara. I don't know. I might select him. I still like him as a running back. I like Chris Olave. I think he's going to have a really good game in this matchup. I think Bryce Young is going to be a little bit better. Watch out for Xavier Legette, the wide receiver rookie from South Carolina. Even though the Panthers are going to be a little bit better this year, I like the Saints in this matchup. Next up, oh man, we got the Giants and the Vikings.
Well, this stinks.
Yeah, ain't that the truth? Oh my God, the Vikings isn't going to be that good. The Giants isn't going to be that great. Um, Sam Darnold's taking over. JJ McCarthy having the injury is terrible. I think a lot of people was so excited that JJ McCarthy is going to be the starting quarterback for the Vikings, but you're just going to have to wait until next season. I am taking the Vikings just because of Jordan Addison and of Justin Jefferson. I think they got some, and then Aaron Jones. Aaron Jones goes from the Packers to the Vikings. Oh my God. I don't even I don't know if this is even going to be close, but somehow I think the Vikings is going to pull this game out. Next matchup, we got the Bengals and Patriots. Ja'Marr Chase, what's going on with him? Is he going to play Sunday? Is this an upset game if Ja'Marr Chase doesn't play? I feel like a deal is going to get done either today or Saturday, and somehow he plays. I don't know if he's going to have a big fantasy week. I still like the Bengals in this matchup because the Patriots, just like the Giants, they are going to be awful this year. But I like the Bengals and Joey B this week. Next up, we've got the Falcons and Steelers. This is going to be a fun game. I'm hoping this is a later game at 4 o'clock so I can watch this on NFL Red Zone. Falcons and Steelers. Kirk Cousins comes over from the Vikings to the Falcons, adds Darnell Mooney. Bijan Robinson, is he going to have a great season? Is Kyle Pitts, is this a year for him to blow up? Russell Wilson takes over as the quarterback in Pittsburgh. Justin Fields comes over. Najee Harris. Why is everybody sleeping on Najee Harris? Didn't he have like 1,000 yards last year and like 9 touchdowns? Why is everybody slipping on him? I've got him almost on like every team because everybody's slipping on him. They maybe just forgot. I think he's going to have a great fantasy year. I think he's going to have a great season. I like the Falcons. This Raheem Morris, Coach of the Year. I'll tell you right now. I was going to do a few of my picks later on, but Raheem Morris is going to be Coach of the Year. I like the Falcons in this matchup. Next matchup, Texans and Colts. Watch out for the Texans. They are loaded. They add Stephon Diggs. The Colts is definitely going to have a decent season. I'm so glad Anthony Richardson is back 100% because he was going to have a hell of a fantasy year last year. He's almost like CJ Stroud. Like, I'm going to try to get Anthony Richardson in a lot of teams, on my fantasy teams. I really like him putting up some great numbers this year. Unfortunately for the Colts, the Texans is so much more loaded than the Colts. I'm going with the Texans in this matchup. We got the Bills and the Cardinals. The Cardinals add Marvin Harrison Jr., which I think he's going to have a really good season. The Bills lose Stephon Diggs, Gabe Davis. I still feel like there's enough in Buffalo. Dalton Kincaid is going to have a great season. If you need a tight end, go after Dalton Kincaid. He's going to be the number 1 wide receiver for the Buffalo Bills. I like the Bills in this matchup. Next up, we got my Chicago Bears against the Tennessee Titans, and I'm going with the Bears. This is the most excited I've been for a Chicago Bear season. DeAndre Swift, we got Caleb Williams from USC. Oh my God. Like, Tennessee lose Derrick Henry. This could be a high score game. I don't know if it's going to be, but I like the Bears in this matchup. We've got the Dolphins and we've got the Jaguars. Tyreek Hill, Tua, Waddle. I like the matchup for the Dolphins to beat the Jaguars. I think Trevor Lawrence is going to have a really good season. Brian Thomas, is it Brian Thomas, the rookie from LSU? I think he's going to have a really good rookie season for the Jaguars, but I like the Dolphins this matchup. I'm taking the Seahawks over the Broncos. Kenneth Walker, if you have him, start him. He's going to have a really good game. I like the Seahawks over the Broncos. We got the Raiders. It's Zahir White or Alexander Madison going to be the starter for the Raiders this year. Chargers isn't going to have a really good season. Jim Harbaugh comes over to take over as coach. I think it's going to take a season or two for the Chargers to get even better. But I like the Raiders in this matchup. Cowboys, Browns, they're going to run the hell out of Ezekiel Elliott like he's almost like a rookie or something. CeeDee Lamb's going to have a really good year. I think Dak's going to have a really good game. I like the Cowboys over the Browns. Then we've got the Buccaneers over the Washington almost said it. Commanders. I'm taking the Buccaneers over the Commanders. I like Mike Evans to have a really good game. Then we've got the Sunday night matchup between the Detroit Lions and the Los Angeles Rams. I'm taking the I'm taking the Detroit Lions. I almost picked the Rams when I already have said I'm picking the Lions. I like the Lions in this matchup. Kyron Williams, I think he's going to have a great season in fantasy. I don't know why everybody thinks that Kyron Williams is slipping in fantasy football. But Dave Montgomery, I'm on St. Brown. I think he's going to have a great game. I like the Lions in this matchup. Then we got the Monday night matchup. We got a good one, ladies and gentlemen. The New York Jets against the San Francisco 49ers. And it's my upset pick of the week. I'm picking the Jets over the 49ers. You're thinking, what? NFL guy, you're crazy. I don't know. I just like this matchup. I think Aaron Rodgers is going to have a better season. I hope he doesn't get hurt. But I love what the Jets have. I don't know. I just smell upset. Real quick, my pick for the matchup, I have the Ravens and Chiefs 27.